Narelle King's son, Stephen Freeman, died at the Alexander McConaughey Centre in May 2016. Despite an inquest with wide-ranging recommendations, she says she's been left with more questions than answers.
To this day, I don't know what happened to my son, but, every day I find the courage to fight for him.
Narelle was among the mothers of Indigenous detainees who've died in custody, today backing calls for a board of inquiry.
Those in the gallery today and many others across our community are rightly asking what's happening in the Alexander McConaughey Centre, in the AMC. Why is it that the ACT has the highest Indigenous recidivism rate in the country? Why does Australia's most progressive jurisdiction have Australia's largest Indigenous incarceration gap?
The government agreed to the independent probe once a review of overrepresentation of Indigenous people in the justice system is completed later this year.
I want to put strongly on the record to all the families, non-Indigenous and Indigenous, who have died in the custody of AMC since it opened, I am deeply sorry.
This is a Labor government now that is very committed to addressing the overrepresentation of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people in our system.
It should just not be the case in a progressive jurisdiction with human rights legislation especially, that people are dying in the prison and we don't hear why, how that's happening and what's happening in response to it.
The whole focus of the cause for the inquiry is never to point fingers at anyone. It was just to get to the bottom of what's not working in the prison.
For long-time advocates, it's bittersweet.
There will never be any closure for these mothers, but let's hope there is some form of justice.
Hope's lives lost were not in vain. Harry Frost, ABC News, Canberra.